Tonight's dinner is still homemade. I'm going to make a simple family dinner today. One meat dish, one vegetable dish, and finally a bowl of pork liver soup. This way we have meat, vegetables, and soup. It's nutritious and affordable for the whole family. Pork liver soup is also a common homemade soup in our family. It's not complicated to make, but it feels very comforting to drink. First, cut the pork liver into thin slices. Pork liver is rich in iron, and the iron in pork liver is animal-based iron, which is relatively easier for the body to absorb. When preparing pork liver, you need to wash it several times to remove the blood inside. This way, the soup won't have a strong fishy smell. Sometimes I soak the pork liver in clean water first, then add 2 to 3 spoonfuls of plain flour, about 1/10 of the pork liver's weight. You can also add 1 small spoonful of salt and a little water. Then gently rub it with both hands for 1 to 2 minutes. Make sure every slice is rubbed until the flour turns dark red and feels sticky. Let it sit for 5 minutes so the flour can fully absorb the impurities. Then rinse it repeatedly. Add clean water and stir it, then pour away the cloudy blood water. Repeat this several times until the water becomes clear. The pork liver turns light pink and there is no obvious blood coming out.
你重新放点水清凉，我再给你摆拍。我的盖。再1个星期给他吃2次猪肝。
After doing this, the pork liver will have much less fishy smell. When making pork liver soup, the thing we worry about most is a fishy taste in the soup, so this step cannot be skipped. If you want the pork liver to taste more tender, you can also marinate it briefly. Add 1 spoonful of salt, 2 spoonfuls of light soy sauce, and 2 spoonfuls of oyster sauce. Let it marinate for a while. Now we'll make the other dishes first. Cut the meat into suitable size pieces. After cutting it, rinse it again and remove any small bone pieces.
把它焯了水吧，冻过的时候。
Next, blanch the meat. Add clean water to the pot, then put the cut meat in while the water is still cold. For this kind of meat dish, it's best to blanch the meat in cold water. As the cold water slowly heats up, the blood inside the meat will gradually come out, which helps remove the smell better. If you put the meat directly into hot water, the surface will tighten immediately, and the blood inside will not come out as easily. Add a few slices of ginger to the pot. Ginger helps remove the smell, so you can also add a little cooking wine, which helps remove odor and add aroma. After the water boils, some foam will appear in the pot. This foam is the blood and impurities from the meat. Use a spoon to skim off the foam. This will make the meat taste cleaner and fresher later. After the meat is blanched, take it out. Add a little oil to the pot, then add a little rock sugar. Slowly melt the rock sugar over low heat. Don't use high heat or it can burn easily. After the sugar is melted, pour in the blanched meat. Stir-fry the meat first. This step is mainly to dry the moisture on the surface of the meat and bring out its aroma. Stir-fry until the surface of the meat turns slightly golden. This will make it more fragrant when it is braised later. The handle of my wok spatula is very long, so it's not easy to get burned by hot oil when cooking. It's really useful. Add light soy sauce. Light soy sauce mainly adds freshness and a savory flavor. Then add a little vinegar to balance out the sweetness from the sugar, so the meat won't taste too sweet. Then add a little dark soy sauce. Dark soy sauce is mainly for color, so don't add too much. If you add too much, the color will be too dark and the flavor will be too strong. Then continue stir-frying. Let every piece of meat be coated with the seasoning. At this point, the color of the meat will slowly become darker. After the seasoning is evenly mixed, add an appropriate amount of hot water to the pot. The amount of water depends on how much meat you have. If you want the meat softer, add a little more water. If you want it drier and more flavorful, don't add too much water. You can't rush when braising meat. If the heat is too high, the sauce will dry up quickly. If the meat has not fully absorbed the flavor yet, Use medium-low heat and braise it slowly, letting the meat absorb the flavor of the sauce little by little. That way, it will taste more fragrant. I just saw that there was still a little enoki mushroom in the fridge, so I added it in. Enoki mushrooms will absorb the flavor of the meat sauce and taste really good. During the braising process, you can open the lid halfway through and check how much sauce is left. You can also stir it a few times to prevent it from sticking to the pot. If there is too little sauce and the meat is not soft yet, you can add a little more hot water. It's best to add hot water here, not cold water. Cold water will affect the temperature in the pot and can make the meat texture tighter. When the meat is almost done, you can start reducing the sauce. When the sauce becomes less and the color of the meat looks shiny, this meat dish is almost ready to serve. After the meat dish is done, let's stir fry a vegetable dish. Today I prepared bean sprouts, Chinese chives, and a little tofu skin. Add a little oil to the pot. After the oil is hot, add the bean sprouts and Chinese chives. After the bean sprouts go into the pot, stir fry them quickly over high heat. Bean sprouts contain a lot of water, so if you cook them too long, they will release too much water and become soft. So stir-frying bean sprouts needs to be quick. After stir-frying for a while, add an appropriate amount of salt. Don't add the salt too early. If you add salt too early, the bean sprouts will release water more easily, so you can wait until the bean sprouts become a little soft before adding salt. When the Chinese chives become soft but are still green, it is almost done. Don't stir fry them for too long, or the color will become dark and the texture will also get worse. Finally, let's make the pork liver soup. Add the pork liver only after the water boils. Do not put pork liver into cold water, and do not cook it for too long, because pork liver cooks very quickly. If it is cooked too long, the texture will become tough. Add a few slices of ginger. At this point you can skim off the foam on the surface. This will make the soup look cleaner. When the pork liver is almost cooked, add the greens. After the greens go into the pot, they don't need to cook for long. Just blanch them briefly so the color stays green. They will also taste more tender. If they are cooked too long, the greens will turn yellow, and the soup will not look as nice. Finally, season the soup. Add an appropriate amount of salt. You can also add a little bit of white pepper. White pepper can enhance the flavor and reduce some of the smell. Before serving, add a little lard. This will make the soup taste even more fragrant. Pork liver soup does not need too much seasoning. Too much seasoning will cover up the soup's natural fresh taste. After the pork liver soup is cooked, you can turn off the heat. This bowl of soup must be served hot. It tastes best when it is hot, and the pork liver is also more tender. If it sits for too long, the pork liver will slowly become tough. So once the soup is ready, you can serve it right away. Now the meat dish is ready, and the vegetable dish is also done. This homemade family dinner is almost complete.
这大排挺好吃的。猪肝这样子的话，好像洗干净，洗的挺好的。一点都不腥。
Today's pork liver soup goes really well with dinner. Pork liver itself tastes fresh, and with some greens added, the soup doesn't feel greasy. Making it once in a while is also a nice change of taste. But pork liver is not suitable for eating every day. For everyday meals, we still need to pay attention to balance. Eat a little bit of everything and keep it moderate.